Welcome to the wonderful world of drawing. I'm your host, Jeremy Stoltz. We are on Season 2, Episode 258. We are on Day 15 of our double month challenge. We're doing Sci-Fi Timber and Scare Timber. So for Sci-Fi Timber, today's topic is robot. And Scare Timber today is Castle. Levak, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome all the way from Tweetland. How have you been? I haven't caught up with you in a while. Yes, robots like Joe Biden. Or at least robots that were around back when Joe Biden was, younger. He was never young, I don't think. I think he came out of the womb with gray hair. Ooh, dude, I'm sorry. Probably one of the worst pains I've ever had in my life is when I lost my puppy. And by puppy, I mean she was 9 or 10, I think. She was always my puppy. Always will be. There she was. 3.5-pound applehead fawn chihuahua. And yes, I have one within reach. All right. Got some pencils sharpened. Crack open a cold one. Lindsay Badger reporting for duty. I was over watching Tim and Ella's little broadcast right beforehand, and I was like, oh, it's 7. That's still too loud. Turn that down some. There we go. All right. Well, let's get into robot which is kind of crazy considering that yesterday I drew a robot, so now I'm drawing another robot, but I'm staying away from Star Wars. I am. I promise. It was kind of a warm day today for the temperature not being that high. Oh my goodness, it is Michelle! All right, I will be here for a while. I've got 2 drawings to do, Levok, so you got time to head out and get some stuff and come on back for the final. It's me! Would you like an invite, dear, or are you just happy to sit and watch? I know lately Lindsay's been coming up and just hanging out in the green room so that she can talk instead of having to type. I know Des is over drawing in her show too. I've seen she went live. Okay, well, let me throw out some invites anyway. So, see, Lindsay jumped on over to the Haps broadcast as well. That's right. There's a lot going on right now. Bobby's over there. Woo! Yeah, if you want, go ahead and jump over there, say hi to some people. I will be here, like I said, for a little bit. So, but I'll still throw the invite out to you so that you can use it if you need it. And we'll give her one too, just in case she needs it. All right, finish some more sketching on this. Mr. Sase is back on. I was watching him earlier too. Sase, Mr. Sase. Ooh, pop quiz. Pop quiz, hot shot. Heck yeah, especially with it being a game week. Yeah, I don't know whether I'll even be able to make our crew's little game night that they're doing, which is going to be another Mad Libs, because it is going to be quite late when it is on, and I have to work at 5 in the morning, so it makes for staying up late not feasible. Mm-hmm. And as much as I mean, I was up till 11:30 last night and got up at 3:50, and I am dragging butt right now. But I've been hitting like 4 hours sleep a night all week long. Yep, that was mine until last weekend when I kind of had a little bit of a breakdown and my body said, screw you, we're done. Then I got the convention this weekend, so I'm not going to get a whole lot of rest then. I got to gather up all my stuff and get my stuff ready for Friday night, and we got table set up and everything for Friday. And then Friday I think is like a 5 to 8 or 5 to 9 show, and then Saturday is like 10 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. So that's going to be a long day. So obviously, streaming for the nightly challenge will have to be after that. But I don't work Sunday because I'll have that off. So Saturday night I might be able to stay up a little bit late, but Friday night I'm not going to be able to too late. I'm gonna have another late night tomorrow night drawing because I'll be my stream time. I'll be at the convention. I'll probably do some haps streaming from the convention so that everyone can kind of see what's going on. There's so much going on right now. I don't expect anyone to be in here today. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go to Haps on my mobile. Let's check out the feed. We have myself. We have Veda is on. Chris Monte Calamo. Um, oh, and Tim was just on. Him and Ella were over on the mental health hour. But I thought it showed me that Des was on, unless she stopped. I see an eyeball.
You see an eyeball?
Hold on, let me mute. Come on. Ugh. You pause. Stop. Stop you music.
There we go.
Okay. Now let's turn your volume up. There we go.
There we go.
Ooh. Are
I
you
give.
looking at me again?
Is it a cat eyeball?
No, I just meant you're looking out over the lake, and I was wondering if you're staring right at me.
Oh, I am looking out over the lake. I was trying to set my phone up so it could be hands free. So yeah, beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, that is pretty.
Sunset, sunset, sunset broadcast. I should do it like that. There we go. Yep, the sunset over Lake Erie. Hi. Oh my God. I've had such FOMO. It's been unreal. I've been almost, I wouldn't say depressed, but I've been kind of sad, missing. I've been missing everybody and everything.
I I bet.
I mean, I totally get the 10-hour days.
Uh
Being
huh.
the most recent hire and the relief person, um, you know, I'm sort of being asked and not asked to do extra. I'm just kind of like being scheduled.
Mhm.
So, but we've had an inspection coming up, so that's been part of
Oh
it.
yeah.
And actually, it was supposed to take place yesterday, but it did not. And, people call off, things happen,
Mhm.
and, it just makes your day longer.
How is your
Or,
guys' overall
you know,
staffing? Are you
right
guys staffed
now, I
appropriately?
think our shift for my position, the line cooks and stuff, all of the cooker people, we're pretty good. We're pretty solid. It's the other
Okay.
side, the servers, the people who have contact with the patients. They're getting
Yeah.
sick. They're dropping out. They're stressed out. They are not able to retain people. It's
Right.
highly stressful.
Well, I say
So
I ask because like we're supposed to have like almost 40 people on our shift for
right.
this first shift,
Hmm.
and I think we're running on a day-to-day basis of about 22, 23.
Right. Yes. The porter side, the people who do the tray checking, the people who, you know, put the trays in the carts, and then the people who deliver them. There's supposed to be about 10 people
Okay.
at least. We're lucky if some nights we have four. And
Mm,
the supervisors have to come in, and people who get done with the cafeteria when the cafeteria closes comes down and helps. So there's a lot of that going on, and it just makes for a longer night and a lot of confusion. And also, of course, as we all know, patient count can go up and down, and during this time, it's more possibly up than it is possibly down. So
hello,
that
Willie.
that affects people. Hi, Willie. Hey. So good to see you guys. Yeah, so I've been coming home exhausted.
Oh yeah.
I was getting to a
How
point
was
where I was
your
acclimating and everything, and I was like, "Oh, this is great. Maybe I can start like joining some of the late night because I tend to stay awake now a little longer.
right?
I'm not crashing immediately, but then I mean, sometimes I'm not getting home until 10:30 at night, and I've already gone in like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours earlier, so it makes for a super long day, and I just, even if I'm awake, I can't concentrate to save my life. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just
I
figured this is temporary.
how was
Um,
your legs handling the legs and feet?
You know what? My legs are actually doing great. They finally have acclimated. I've got my kitchen legs back. I've got my groove. I'm loving the job itself. I'm loving it. I'm gotten my pace. I've gotten my flow.
Nice.
you know, and when they ask, me to do these extra things, I can always say no, but it's right up my alley. Organizing and cleaning is something I used to do. That was like my job to supervise before I got this job. And so the
Okay.
fact that I'm being asked to do all that stuff is taking into consideration that, I know what it's like to get the facility ready for an inspection. And of course, like I said, I could say no. Now, the bonus of it is a lot of this overtime is time and a half right now.
Yeah.
So, and I have the weekend differential. So I'm making a little coin. I'm not suffering that much. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
I'm suffering in parts of like, not being able to spend a lot of time with Bob, not being home to do anything. I feeling like I'm missing out on everything on HAPS. It feels like it's been eons since I've been on here.
mhm.
But I feel like, that there was going to be a transition. It's inevitable, but I am very, very stoked about Inktober, and I actually been doing Sci-Fi Timber, just not posting any of it. Like, I
Oh,
just
okay.
yes, I have been doing it. I have a whole list. What I'm doing is when I go in the morning, I instead of fixing myself breakfast, there's a place nearby. I can spend like an hour at this place where I have breakfast, and it's conducive to my new drawing routine, which is to
Oh,
draw
nice.
before I go to work. And so every day I've been looking something up and been adding something to it. I might be behind by a couple of days because I absolutely don't know what day it is today, to be honest.
Today
But
is the 15th.
yes, what is the theme today for Sci-Fi
Today is
Temper?
robot.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I have what I'm going to do in my like preliminary ideas, and I'm doing it alongside of looking at each day for Inktober and coming up with my drawing plan for each day as well. So that's
When
what
it
I'm
gets
doing
to
in the
be
morning
about the
before I go to
last
work.
when it gets to be the last week of this month here, I'm gonna go over the Inktober and Drawloween list and figure out
Ooh,
what I'm doing for my double because I'm doing double this month and
you are.
I'm doing double next month. So I'm doing
That's crazy. I mean, I was hesitant. I'm like, I don't want to do double because I do like the idea of spending September planning out October so that it makes it easier for me to do it, to commit. And
mhm.
because ink is not my medium. It really is not my medium. And
Not
and
mine
yet,
either.
I loved the sci-fi temper thing so much. It's actually easier for me
I
to
am
draw
so happy
those.
that people
Yeah.
are got
So
encouraged by this. It was so last minute.
I know. It was like,
And
but
I
it
was
was
so
a great
nervous because
idea.
I was like, do I really, do I want to put together a list? Because what if it fails? What if it fails?
Oh, but how could it fail? Like, what is fail? The only failure is not doing it, right? I mean,
Well,
that's,
yeah, but I meant like, what if it was just like me doing it, and then I'm like, guys, this is the new list, and then no one else does
then
it.
it's
But
just
I
you
mean, I
doing it.
think
That's how Jake Parker started. It was just for
right.
himself, if you think about it. And other people said, hey, can I get in on this? But I thought it was really cool. Every day I look at Instagram, and as everybody also probably knows, I'm terrible at posting stuff online. Sometimes I just don't even see what like, I just don't get anything out of doing
Right.
that because I feel like it's just another task on my things to do. And, I'm just doing this for myself, but I do feel like at the end of this month, I want to do a show and tell rather than, this whole idea that you're supposed to do it that day, post it that day, and everybody gets to look at it that day. It's like, that's not how I've ever done art anyway.
Yeah.
I hang
And
on
you
to
shouldn't
stuff for a
change
long
just
time.
because it's the norm.
Yeah, exactly. And but I probably, I have to admit, I love it. I love going on and seeing what everybody else is doing. I'm more active on Instagram now because of HAPS and because of like you and Lindsay and Joseph and Daz and everybody, just posting really cool stuff. I'd rather just be the person that responds and gets excited about what other people are doing. I've never been a person ever to really want to have attention on me or my stuff, so to speak, on
Okay.
social media. I'm more about sharing out information and, and communicating with people than I am about like, oh, look what I'm doing. Look at my stuff. Oh, I just can't. I don't know. It's just like not. It's not my. It needs to be a habit. It's not a habit I formed. Let's put it that way. I'm not trying to judge
Right.
anyone who does it because I love what you guys are doing. I love all those posts, but it's just something. There's just something I can't figure it out. There's just something about it that maybe I'm just the wrong generation.
It just like I said, it's nothing that you acclimated to.
Yeah, exactly. I think Instagram did something where they changed something. May have been when Facebook, and then Facebook changed, and it's just like I kind of lost interest in both of
Well,
those,
it's the
social
same
medias a while
corporation,
ago.
just different names.
Yeah, around about 2016, I just kind of like went, I think I'm just gonna stick to Twitter and Periscope, and then of course Periscope
Yeah,
went under.
Periscope went.
Periscope went down Periscope. So, yeah, but
Yeah, it was
Habs
kind
has
of
been a
funny
great
that
renewal.
when I finally made the decision that I was going to make Periscope a priority is when they went belly up because
Exactly. Isn't that
I
funny?
I was somebody who would only come on Periscope and I'd watch a few people here and there, but for
Right?
the most part, I only posted in October or Inktober, and
Right.
then
That's true. That is true.
and then I would get to the point where it's like, okay, I'll do Inktober, but then maybe next month I'll take these on the day that like whatever Inktober day one was, November 1st, I would go ahead and color whatever Inktober was. That way, I'm not coloring the pieces until after Inktober's done.
Right. 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 Right.
That's what started me going. Okay, well I do um, October and I would do November and then I would just kind of disappear into December and then, I might get on and do like one here and one there. But it wasn't until like I just made a conscious decision. I was like, you know what? If I'm drawing every day, why don't I just get on and do live video every day?
Yeah, that's funny because like I made a commitment. Like I was only doing art, I think maybe once a week myself because of course, my schedule is no different
Hmm.
than it is now. Really, doing the work that I do, working long shifts, double shifts, that kind of stuff, and I think what it was for me was trivia started to become very popular and I
Yeah,
was really enjoying that. And for me, it was kind of like a hey, let's get together and have fun. And I was really enjoying putting the content together. And what I noticed about the trivia community and the people doing it is that they liked scheduling a consistent time and
right.
day for games. And so like and that's kind of how I met Bob, by the way, like we
Oh,
were
okay.
scheduled on the same day and so we had a lot of communication working out who was going to do what. We were both interested in the same doing the same kinds of trivia and that's why he gravitated towards working with me on that day and it just grew from there. To me it was like that's a whole other community that we were a part of and that we developed and
Yeah,
that was more consistent than my art live broadcasting. And the other thing is that I tend to like to work on big pieces and on walls, which I've never broadcast, and I even have a hard time and difficult time taking photos of because you just lighting and shit like that. Or I'm doing, I mean, a lot of my commission work that is bigger pieces. Usually, I don't get permission from people to share that stuff,
yeah,
or I just forget to ask. And so I just figured that's just for them. I don't really, I mean, I'm sure if I asked people or was more aggressive about like, hey, can I share this portrait on my thing and develop social media more like a portfolio, which is in the future. I'm going to start thinking about it like that. But I haven't done commissions in a long time. But that's what I used to do
okay.
primarily. I used to do portraits for commission. And then I decided to give up on that because I didn't even have time for that. But I remember 2016 into 2017, that's like all I did was portraits for commission, like everything.
Gotcha.
And it was just, it was fun. Like I think I did in 1 year. I'm pretty sure it was in 1 year, maybe a little bit more than 1 year. I did like 54 portrait commissions,
Ooh.
and I think I did about three murals. Now I did get some permission. A lot of my stuff, like when I was getting commissioned to do portraits live through people on Periscope and Twitter, I asked them permission and even had them join the broadcast. Oh, there
Yeah.
goes the sun. It's going down. It's
Ooh, it
going
is, isn't
down.
it?
Yeah.
You see my
But
outside.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
show
my
that if you want
outside's
to.
lost all of the glow. It's just it's
Yeah.
still got some light, but it's
It just went from really bright to really low orange, and it's almost completely gone now. That's cool. I love that part of the night.
it is.
It almost feels like the temperature drops like at least 5 degrees.
Mm-hmm. That
So
it does. Man, it
yeah,
you're
yeah.
out in Vegas when it does that, the temperature
Uh,
drops quick.
really? Yeah, I've
Oh
never been
yeah.
out west that far. I mean, I've been to California, but
Like
I've never
I mean,
been.
well, when I say quick, I mean you're you're noticing the temperature goes from like 10 o'clock at night to where it's still kind of warm and whatever, and then like if you're still out and it's like midnight or 1, you're like,
Hmm.
wait a minute, when did it become like 30 degrees outside and how did it
Yeah,
become
I
30?
hear about people like they get really cold in the desert at night.
And then of course,
Interesting.
come 5 a.m. or so, it's getting warm again, and you're like,
Hmm.
oh, where did this? Oh, the sun must be coming up, and you're like, wow, did I just go and not sleep a whole day?
Wow, that no wonder it's like a great place for you know all the partying.
Hmm.
Easy to stay up all night. That's cool. I've never been to Vegas. It'd be kind of fun. I think Bob has been to Vegas.
I
So.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the gambling part is fun, but
Mhm.
the only time I haven't done any like your table gambling. I've
Mhm.
only ever like done slot machine gambling just to pass some time.
Mm.
But I mean, I like the energy level
Mhm.
out there. I love
Mhm.
the food. I love the lights and
Mm.
just the. I like the idea that now while everything isn't completely open, but if you want something at 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
you can get it. Like if
Yeah.
you want steak at 3 in the morning, it's there. You want
There
ice
you
cream
go.
at 3 in the morning, it's there.
That's fun.
You
Yeah,
know.
it's funny. Yeah. There's a place
Oh
here not
God,
too far.
Sean,
Sean is here. Oh
it's
God.
my
It's
buddy Sean.
Sean. Hey. Hey guys. Hey. So like
Michelle.
there's a place. Yeah, you could show the screen if you want to. I don't know. It's just pointing at the beautiful scenery of the
I think
sunset
he was
just
just
going down.
asking who was talking, so he knew
Who's talking? Who's talking right now?
who's the voice in my ears.
It's me, Sean.
My ear
I'm
holes
your
are hearing.
I'm your nightmare. The one that you woke up going, ah!
Michelle.
Oh, well, I'm
Like
out
that
on
kind of
my
nightmare.
balcony because Bob is taking a
She
nap,
jumps
but
off her balcony and screams, ah!
oh my gosh, yeah, the whole work thing, going back to that. I mean, today's the first day I've had off, like I said, and probably, I don't remember when my last day off. I honestly don't remember when my last day off was because I kept coming in and volunteering and all this stuff. But
Right?
today was a really good day. At about 1 o'clock today, I signed a lease for my new studio.
Congratulations.
So goal achieved.
Heck
I was
yeah.
looking at a couple different places. The one lady, she didn't seem very transparent. At first, I thought I was going to be moving in like November, and then it's like, well, no, it's looking like maybe December.
Oh,
And then she
it,
emails me this like, oh, but you could be on this waiting list. But then she was trying to upsell me to a bigger place,
uh,
and it was just like, you know,
you're
she
like,
was
I
doing
just
the
need
real
some leaves
estate
for
agent
Inktober.
thing. Yeah, she was just doing this real estate agent thing, and I'm like, I just want transparency. Like, when can I move in? How much does it cost? And the price, ooh, excuse me, kept changing. So I went to this other place. The lady was super transparent, went right online. knew exactly when things were available, how much it was going to be, the whole 9 yards. She was just so like upfront and didn't feel like a middleman, like real estate agent at all. She was just a
Nice.
property manager, which was so much easier to deal with. And that's what I was realizing. There was a couple places, and it just felt like I was trying to be sold something. And I'm like,
Right.
I just want a cheap ass little place I can create, you know. And it's close to the hospital, so I can clock out of there, you know, go there and relax, make the transition, do some art, because I still stay up for a while, you
Yeah.
know, and if I want to, I can spend the night there, but for the most part, you know, it also gives Bob a little respite because they have been doing so much construction work here at his apartment. It's ridiculous. It started sometime in June. I've been telling people for months, probably since May, I'm sorry, I can't do a broadcast right now. We've got jackhammers, we've got noise.
Yeah.
And now you guys aren't able to hear it, but we're still hearing it. We're still stressed out by the noise. It's awful. And they finally moved away from underneath our balcony down a little further. But it starts at like 8:30 in the morning and it's non freaking stop, you know? And
Yeah.
it's just like, I think, you know, the idea of us having that, he's excited because I have all this art stuff that's just packed up that I cannot unload. I can't work on anything big. I certainly can't do any paintings.
No.
And so it was just the smartest move on my part, and it's really not that expensive. It totally fits in my budget. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, wow, I move in on the first.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah. And it just so happens I got jury duty, so I'm called off of work the 4th through the 8th. But I mean, we're talking like 8:30 till 5,
Yep.
and then I can be home. So, you know, it might
Well,
be
that's
kind
what
of.
you think, but what you don't know is you're going to be sequestered because it's a giant murder case.
No, it's actually not that kind of court. I think it's like
Traffic court or
some kind of
something.
civil disputes over property or some shit. It's something civil and
It's
it
actually
has.
over the
Yeah.
former tenant of the place that you're renting.
Yeah. Oh, there's a chalk line here. What's that all about? Dun dun
Well,
dun.
they
Oh,
did
that's why
not
it was
pay
so
the rent.
cheap. That's why it was so cheap. This is the
Exactly.
murder. This is the murder room.
Well,
It's
we're going to have
haunted.
to give this to you slightly cheaper than what we had talked. Why? Well, because murder happened.
I think there is an actual clause that, you know, disclosure. They have to disclose if somebody died in the house or something.
Yeah,
And then if they don't and you discover it, then they could be like in trouble or something.
held accountable.
Yeah. My place is haunted and you didn't tell me. There's an odor coming from the basement.
There's a person living in the basement.
Oh my god. That would be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going super fancy with today's scare timber. It's just castle, and I'm just drawing a castle.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm not much of a drawing structure kind of person, but every once in a while, it's kind of nice to remember some of those skills like perspective and all of that, you know,
Yeah,
line
I don't
work.
know any of that. I leave that up for people like Sean, who went to school for it or is going to school for it. So
uh, yeah, I remember the first time I was trying to do perspective, and my instructor was like, "You've got like 7. This is my perspective." So, hey, I'm drawing
well,
my
from my
perspective.
perspective, you're wrong, Teach.
Bob's awake. Hey, hi,
Hi,
Bob.
Bob.
Oh, you brought my iced coffee. You're so sweet. This is
Bob, you're
Jeremy
awesome.
drawing, and then I've got. Well, I don't know. He doesn't have me on screen, but I wanted to show him the sunset, and it just went down. So there you
It
go.
did just go down.
Yay! I know those clouds over there are really nice and red. I can see an air. There's an airplane taking off. It's kind of cool, drifting across the sky. And then the sound of thunderous construction work at 8 in the morning. Or was it 8:15? Just take some concrete rocks and put them inside of your blender and press high.
There we go.
And then put that in your pillow.
And then put that like record it and then just put your earbuds in and listen to that all day. See if that doesn't stress you out. Oh my gosh.
Well, now see, we do metal stamping at the factory, so
Oh yeah.
I
So
get
you're
into
used
work
to
and in the
industrial
background all you
noise.
hear is thump,
He does
thump,
metal stamping.
thump, and so yeah, I get the whole in your
I
ear.
mean, I work in the noisy kitchen, but it actually, you get used to it, you get acclimated. There's no getting acclimated to this sound of construction.
No.
Punch press.
Oh, steel punch press? Yeah, he knows what you're talking about. He said he used to run a steel punch press.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, these are like 60, 75 ton.
No
press.
safety features. What? I'm sorry, what?
Said these ones are like 60, 75 ton press.
60, 75 ton press. Yeah, that'll bend your fingers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just
Yeah,
the noise of those things coming down, and then like they're on a rhythm, so it's like chunk, 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 chunk.
And they're supposed to, I'll tell you later.
Oh, it's okay.
They're supposed to be,
Do you want to listen?
no, they're supposed to be
He's talking to you.
like these cords on your hand that pulls your hands away, but we didn't have that. You just had to make sure your hand got out of the way before the.
You just basically had to make sure your hand got out of the way, or else, oh, good lord.
Yeah.
And this fast pace, maybe go.
Yeah. There's no shut off, I'm sure. Well, we just basically, I just have a base. My biggest thing is I have a flaming hot grill.
Have the employees.
Oh, yeah.
Like this.
I like fire, though. I
Have the
like playing
employees
with
walk
fire.
around like this, you know.
No way.
I
You
like
had
flaming
employees
hot
with
grills.
fingers missing. That's not an encouragement. Hi, what's your name? They call me Lefty. They call me Lefty because I don't have a right hand anymore. Oh my god, that's morbid. So yeah, so there's that. There's moving into the place, and then there's jury duty / ooh, I get time off at night. And I get to sit on my ass and listen to stuff in court. I mean, I'm sure, and I get paid time off for that. Thank goodness. I was trying to see if I could get out of it, but they do pay for you to go. So I have a whole week of not being on the schedule. It's gonna be weird, and it happens to be right when I'm moving my stuff over.
Well,
So-
thank you, Cuyahoga County.
Yeah, thanks, Cuyahoga County, for my paid vacation.
I used to work near Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga, yeah.
I was
That
over
sounds right.
in Cuyahoga Falls.
Oh, Cuyahoga Falls. Oh, that's where you used to live. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I didn't live there, but that's where I worked.
Oh, you worked there. Okay.
Yeah, I was. Well, one of our stores was over in Cuyahoga Falls. The other one was in Stowe.
Ah,
That's where
Stowe.
my main store was.
It's done by Kent.
He says it's down by Kent. He knows where
Yep.
that's at.
Yeah, Kent was just around the corner. I actually have a Kent T-shirt from when knew some people there that was in the film.
Oh, yeah?
Whatever, and they needed people for a short film, and I was like, I'll do it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fun to say hi.
Huh. Oh, hi, Bob.
Hi, Jeremy and everybody.
He says hi, Jeremy and everybody.
Hello,
He
Bob.
just wanted to say hi. He just stepped in.
Bob's awesome. We love Bob.
Yeah, Bob is very awesome. He's the best. Oh my gosh. It's so nice. I mean, I come home and either I'm bringing food that we would normally just throw in as waste, but like I have extra cooked off, like meatloaf that night or chicken parm or something. You know, good stuff. I mean, it's pretty good food. I'll either bring that home or he has something cooked for me already, but
That is
he
super
allows
cool.
me the time to just kind of chill and put my feet up, and then he just brings me food and beverages.
I came home tonight and made spaghetti.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah. So, did you happen to catch any of the broadcasts at 1:00 today? That was just
No, I was at work
incredible.
until 3:30.
I thought so. Well, it's definitely not only replay worthy, it's like listening to a professional podcast. The guest that Lucia had on, I think his name is Craig. He is an author, and I believe a public speaker. He talked about that. He is definitely a public speaker, because I was just so enthralled. Just I forgot to comment. I was just so
Oh wow.
listening to their talk back and forth, and her interview. It's just incredible. He's a attempted suicide survivor.
Ooh, okay.
And he talks about, like, suicide from his perspective, about like helping, being a part of the conversation to help with suicide awareness and prevention. And it's just, I mean, it's just amazing. It was just so eye-opening. And of course, everybody probably knows somebody and has a story. I had a housemate in college that told me that he wanted to kill himself, and how. And I felt at a loss, like I didn't know what to do, or how to talk. But all I did was I was just thinking, like, I just took him seriously. I respected that he was like opening up about
Right.
something. And I felt like, well, if he's going to tell this to me, I am not only going to listen, I'm going to take this seriously, and I'm just going to, realize that I've got to refer him to somebody that he can talk to, like, right now. And so I
Right.
spent a lot of time just listening to his pain, what he was trying to say, and every so often just suggest, like, hey, you know what, I care about you. Let's go talk to somebody. Trying to get him to go to the counselor at the college I was at. And finally, he did walk with me there.
Oh good.
And it turned out like I was waiting for them to come out, and the counselor came out, and she basically said, he's on his way to a hospital. He's basically having a nervous breakdown right now.
Mm,
And what you did was very crucial. And I felt hopeless and helpless and all of those
right.
things that he obviously was feeling 10 times, of course. But at the time, I just felt like I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't know what to do. I just know that I've got to get him to somebody.
Yep.
And so it spurned me to look into, how do you talk to somebody about suicide? How do you help somebody who says, I feel like ending my life? How do you have that conversation? And I actually went through some training at a place called Listening Ear, which I actually wound up working for later, not that long ago, as a caregiver. It's the same organization, but they put you through this training, and they teach you things like reflective listening, about how to refer somebody, how to listen to their feelings, but also garner the facts of their situation, but also to see the signs, to see, you know, to ask the difficult questions, like, are you safe right now? Do you
Oh,
have,
okay.
do you want to hurt yourself right now? Like, because I mean, some people feel like, and I did at that time. I was like, I don't want to. I didn't know if I could even talk to him about what he was saying. I just
Yeah.
felt like, you know, um, it wasn't like let's not talk about it, but I was afraid I was going to trigger something, you know, like I was going to say something wrong, and that's a
Yep.
really common feeling when you don't know how to have that conversation. So I just remember that spawned me into a whole lot of opening of my eyes to, helping someone in crisis and deal with things. And I've actually applied a lot of those skills to myself as well. You know, recognizing crisis, recognizing how to be gentle with people during a crisis, and that it's not all about like somebody just obviously mentally ill or sick or whatever it is, or judgmental things. It's more
Yep.
like, this is a person in front of me, they need XYZ, how can I help them with that? And at the same time, not go down like through sympathy, to go with them and go where they're going, but to maybe, like, almost think of it like life saving, when they teach you in swimming, when you're doing life saving swimming, that you don't jump in the water, like that's like a last resort kind of thing. Like you throw something for them to help them out,
Right, so that they can't. Yeah,
or else you both drown. They'll panic possibly, and take you down too. That's a possibility.
yeah.
So
So instead of physically throwing them a lifeline, you're basically mentally doing one for them. So
yeah, and so it was really eye opening for me back there in college, like in terms of having more empathy and understanding for people, and in dealing with people. So, but yeah, that just was one of those experiences, and I think a lot of people know somebody, who has tried to commit suicide or maybe even succeeded in
I
committing
had a couple
suicide,
friends in high school
right? And so
that
you always
made it.
wonder what you could have done. There's that survivor, like you're the
Well,
survivor
and
too.
like one of them was like, I'd seen him the weekend beforehand, and I was like, and I had that. Well, what if I had said something different, or no, they were just
Right.
making their rounds to say goodbye, not getting you to change their mind, basically.
Yeah, there's so much that you go through. Exactly.
The one that I'm thinking of specifically, he didn't say anything that made me think. Okay, he was just like, yeah, I got this idea, I want to do this, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. You should work on getting it, done, and blah blah. Yeah, I want to do this later in life, and I'm like, okay, cool. Because we were talking about what we were going to do when we got out of school, and we were getting close, and I don't know if it got too much to him or whatnot, but within another weekend or so, there was, he had did it, and I'm like, wow.
Well, I
So
highly recommend that you watch that broadcast because, I mean, he just has a very unique perspective and a unique voice. And
right,
the conversation was just really, like I said, I was just so wrapped up in listening. It was like listening, like I said, like a professional podcast. Now, the artists that were drawing were Bobby and Lindsay and Joseph, of course. Amazing work by all three of them, and
right.
it was just really interesting to me how calming the broadcast was. Like that was the art in itself was kind of speaking. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
like
nice.
it was like very calming, and like a group supportive environment. It was just I've not seen anything like this on Haps, um, so I highly recommend it as a replay.
Definitely.
Definitely collaboration of the week or something, whatever they do, you know.
Oh, I'm sure it'll definitely be up there. Yeah.
But definitely recommend it. And I felt like it went by very quickly. But this guy is very interesting and very informative and very helpful. Very good at helping you understand a lot of things. I was just, wow. Lucia, man, incredible broadcaster, just incredible interviewer. And I believe that she had a guest that didn't show, but the guest that was going to show, I think joined HAPS as well. And she is Aboriginal from Canada, like myself. I mean, Native American,
Ooh.
and she's a journalist who's very close to the issue of the suicide rate amongst Native Americans,
Right.
amongst the indigenous populations, and why that is. And that's a totally different conversation in some ways because of the context of, just the historical trauma and other cultural issues and the lack of support and making that conversation known. That's a big conversation right there. But I don't think she was able to attend the broadcast. So she might be a future guest. Who knows? I'd love to hear more about her. But I followed them both.
Okay.
So just thought I'd throw that out there. And then in other news, I feel like we're catching up. It's been a month. In
Yeah.
other news, and I think you already know, Discord is becoming a thing, a way for the Hapsters to get together and communicate and collaborate and have a
Right.
back channel. The thing that
Yeah.
everybody's been asking for is a way to DM each other. Well, they're using Discord now, and so the Instagram group that I started really seems kind of like non-essential. So today is the day I decided, like, we've been, Lindsay and I have been both sharing the link. Hey, everybody, join Discord.
Right.
Because I know how group chats can kind of be, especially on Instagram. Like it's just like one long thread,
Right.
and if you don't participate or you don't check it, and then you go like, what the hell is all this stuff? Oh my gosh!
Yeah. 26 messages and
Right. And the other thing is, maybe you forget to change your notifications, or you join a group chat, and next thing you know, it's just like beeping every 5 minutes, and
yep.
it's like, oh my god, how do I change the notification on this? But I don't think you have to worry about that with Discord. So it's kind of like nice because all the different threads and conversations, you get to choose which ones you want to enter and participate in, and you
Yeah.
can upload images, you can connect your video. It's great. I love Discord. So
Yeah.
I'm
I've been
just
on
like,
it
there
with
it
some
is.
other groups, but I tend to lurk mostly.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually, I mean, I was actually surprised I started a group chat because I am a lurker. I am not one that wants to like form some kind of club or leadership thing or whatever the hell. I just wanted to not have to DM 20 people the same message
Right.
separately. So I formed it out of laziness because I'm like, we're all on apps now. We're trying to get to know who the other artists are. We're trying to get other artists that we know to come on apps in a sense. Like, this is our way to communicate. It's like a meeting place, who's going live, whatever. That's all I really
Yeah.
wanted to establish. And that's, mission
And
accomplished.
it was beneficial for until we got something else up and running, and now that we have something else running, it.
Well, the whole point, this is what I was trying to tell Bob. I was like, or not trying to tell, but like, he and I had this conversation long before I even started the sketch party about, like, why do I live stream? What do I get out of it? What is it that keeps me going on it? Because he kind of quit. But I
Yeah.
understand why he quit. And he may come back to it again. I don't know. But the point is, I was like, I'm when I was way back when I was teaching at a tribal college and I wasn't making any money, but I was really enjoying, just my son was little, I could take him with me. And I was doing all these cultural things. I was in my community and I felt like I was helping people, through education, like empower them to take the next step in their life to do something better, to do something more than just work at a casino or work, at McDonald's.
Yeah.
People who had real skills and real goals and were working really hard to do something better. I felt like I was a part of that, even if though I wasn't making really any money for myself doing it. But my whole thing was to create an environment, a teaching environment, or a creative environment, if you will, where when they came to the classroom, when they came to doing the workshops and things that I was doing, that it was conducive to producing creative things. And I don't believe in criticism, I believe in critiquing, and there's a huge difference. Critiquing is building up. What can I do to make this better?
Yeah.
What is it that you like about this? What's like give a moment to listen to people's feedback when they go, wow, this is really awesome, and this is specifically what's awesome about it. So then you go, oh, okay, I'm doing some things right, I'm going to repeat that. And so I can become successful at whatever it is I'm trying to, I can get that communicate. I'm like, oh, well, I was trying to communicate this, but I had a difficulty. And then people can kind of go in a safe way, oh, here's how you can make that better.
Yeah.
Or here's some thoughts, or here's some questions I had. And then that helps, not like, like criticism. People are so quick to judge and look at things and to make a quick, you know, thought about it that they don't put it's very careless and it can actually really hurt people, because it's like, this is my baby, it's creativity, whether it's writing, whether it's art, it's like, it may not be what you like, but this person, it came out of this person, and
Yeah.
there's a reason why. And so let's find out like why that is, and what can we do to make that person stronger at what they're trying to do, or make their message stronger, or whatever it is, And so I spend a lot of time doing that, and I just figure like that's pretty much a part of what I do when I'm in a kitchen, when I'm in a work situation. It's stressful work sometimes. People don't get along, whatever, but like the work is hard, but you've got to create an environment that says we're a team, we're working together, let's build this thing that we're doing tonight. Let's, what do you call it? There's a phrase I like using at Aramark. What is it that they keep saying to me? I got you set up for success.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it sounds cheesy, but in a lot of ways, that's what it really is. If you do your part, you refill things, you make sure that, stuff is ready for the next guy, then they're ready to go and do what they have to do. And so they're set up properly. I mean, that's important when you're working in a group situation where you're all
I
sharing the
agree.
same resources. And that's true of any workplace. So translate that into online. I know there's people out there, they're very strong, they're extroverted people, they have that personality, they got something and they're gonna go for it. And it's like they are their brand or whatever it is. I've never been that person. I've been like, hey, let's just like, build each other up. Let's set each other up for success.
Right?
Let's have fun together. Let's just do what we love to do. And it helps us relieve our stress and leave our, stuff behind. And you're passionate about this. I'm passionate about it. Let's have a good time together. So that's,
Yeah.
I think that to me is what is another aspect of the internet of going viral. That's why people post things, I think, to inspire each other, like Inktober.
Yes.
Inktober is very inspiring.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean that's
it's,
what I decided to start going live for was same similar thing is like I'm gonna do it regardless,
right,
as far as the
exactly.
drawing. And if somebody else likes this, then great. If they don't, then hey, I'm not forcing anyone to be here. So it's but and then plus it also gave me a way that I could look back and say, okay, how did I do that and why did I do that?
Yes, it's a nice record, isn't it? It's like
Yes.
it's a personal outlet at the time, but it's like you're capturing your process. My favorite
Yes.
word, my
The
process.
process.
The process. So you're capturing it. Oh my God! Speaking of capturing, there's a cloud over here that looks like one of the United States, but I don't know if you can see it. I'd have to really zoom in. I don't know if you
Let
can see it.
me
It's one
see
of
if
the
I go
square
full screen on
states.
you.
Oh, I don't know if I can see it. No. Let's
Oh,
see.
that little
That little speck there.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I can zoom in on it. It won't. There we go. Oop. What state does that look like?
Um
It's starting to fall apart now.
yeah,
It
I
looks like
don't
one of the
know.
Dakotas.
Yeah,
Only
something along there, yep.
it's one of the square
But
prairie
that's crazy that
states.
it's just right out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, there's like no other clouds around. Oops, oops. Where are we going? Ooh, I'm starting to run low
Thank
on
you,
battery,
Michael,
as
for
always.
the Creative Genius Award.
Hey, Michael Murray. Michael Murray. What a great guy. What a
Yes,
great
he
guy.
is.
How you doing, Michael?
Where's that put him?
There's some clouds over here if you get over closer to the lake. But yeah.
All right, so that's 50. Let's add 50 to your
So
total.
social introverts unite. That's me. Doing good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a social introvert. I like coming up with ideas and then making them come to life. And if other people like those ideas and they help make those ideas come to life too, then it's a community. That's what happens. Oh, there's a star or something up there. What is that?
All right, that puts you in solid second place, Michael. James came in
Ooh.
yesterday and threw a ton of awards up and went from nothing to 550 in one day. Like, boom.
Wow, those
Yeah,
colors are so pretty. Well,
but yeah,
tonight is late, I know, for the Mad Lib thing.
yeah.
I'm going to actually try and stay awake long enough to do that because I can. I don't have to go to work
See,
tomorrow. But you're
staying
not able
awake
to do
wouldn't be
that.
the problem. It'd be
Yeah.
finishing the competition and then trying to get up, a couple hours later and go to work. And I
Oh,
don't
yeah, 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 yeah.
because
Yeah.
even if I were to stay up, I could make the opening of it, but if I were to attempt to do the process,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I would be running, like I said, at least an hour or two. And if they, let's say they started at 11, that'd put me out at 1, and then I got to get up at 3:50.
I'm so MIA. I mean, to me, it feels like it's only been a few weeks, but it's probably been about 2 months now, since I started my job and kind of like put everything else on hold. But
As
I've
well you
actually
should,
had
though.
people email. I actually had people DM me in the last few days, like, "Are you okay? I haven't seen you on apps." Like I disappeared off the face of the earth. I'm like, guys, it's just only been. This happens. Like life happens. But I'm
Oh,
very excited,
so
actually, at the change of things. Having a studio space to work is going to be totally life changing. I'm definitely, though, going to be more, hopefully, more involved in the local and regional art scene and whatnots.
very
I
cool.
decided it was too much to enter art into this gallery show. The gallery was a little too far away, and it's just that's too much. I'm moving into this new place. I hate moving. I hate packing up stuff and then unpacking it and organizing it. It takes a long time. So I think that's plenty for me to do that during to have my stuff in a show right now. Just to say I have a couple of pieces in the show isn't really worth the time and the
Right.
struggle it would take to try and fit that in. Because I think the show itself is on a day when I have to work. So I'm like,
Mm.
well, what's the
So yeah,
point of
you'd miss
that? I can't
that.
even enjoy. Can't even enjoy hanging out because that was like part of. See, I wanted to do it so I could meet other artists, and
Right.
that's not going to happen. So I'm just like, well,
So
maybe there'll be
on
something
my
else.
birthday,
Uh huh.
I went over to the Beardo and Weirdo show, and I
Hmm.
did my very first Llamas Day.
Oh, did you really?
Yes. I joined their show 6 minutes left of my birthday, and someone said, "Hey, it's his birthday," and blah blah this,
And so they
and
brought you up. Oh my god,
well,
that's
yeah,
so funny.
they brought me up, and of course
Oh.
I did the Llamas Day award because I wanted to see them do it, and they're like, "Well, you have to do it," and
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
and so I was like, "All right." So if you ever need to, Lindsay has that clipped,
Oh
but
my God, that's great. That is so awesome. Yeah,
the
they
past,
came on to one of my shows. The two of them did a drawing challenge, actually encouraged
yeah,
by Miss Badges, and they made me do it. And then I taught Carrie, and the rest is history.
yep, and Carrie's the one that
Okay.
did the first one on my show when
Yeah.
we did our joint broadcast. She did it. Now, Hap Stars last week was Joe's first Hap Stars,
Yes.
and
And I had to work.
I gave a
I
Llamas Day
watched the replay.
award. Guess
Did
what
you?
Joe and Carrie and Brian
You know
did?
what? I scrubbed through the replay. I was listening to a lot of Brian's music. I
Yes,
need to watch that again. I must have missed that part.
it was.
Oh my God.
It was. It was within the first probably 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
dropped the Llamas Day award, and she taught them how to do it, and so we got Joe doing one and Brian doing one.
I'm
So
so
yeah,
excited they're doing that again. This week is the first Thursday I'm going to have off. I've been trying so hard to get Thursdays off. But then I won't have Friday off, which is weird because it's been my
yep,
regular day off. They've been doing Wednesdays and Fridays, but then I've been like going in on Wednesdays. So I've literally
ooh,
only had
yep,
Fridays off, and Fridays I spend with Bob.
yes.
So
Friday is Bob Day.
Friday is Bob Day, but not this week. So this is weird. This is weird. But I'm like, you know what? I got 2 days off in a row. I'm doing some art. I'm checking in with people so they know I'm still living, like, in real
Yep.
life. Hello.
I was gonna
You
send
know.
out smoke signals.
Yeah, you might as well. That's what those
They come
clouds over
across the
there look
lake.
like. Oh my God, they're so pretty.
I
Look
know.
at that. Oh my God. I just muted myself.
I seen that. I was like, oh my.
I meant to do this. I always push the wrong button. There we go. That's so
All right,
pretty.
let's let people see that beautiful skyscraper,
Beautiful. Yeah.
full screen.
Sunset
Yeah,
broadcast.
look at
Sunset.
that.
Isn't that pretty?
That is a beautiful sight.
It's the water, and then there's like a little bit of reddish sky that's got a tint and hue to the clouds that are hovering above that almost look purple gray. And then
Yeah.
above that, more beautiful sky. And then you can just take a little scenic route this way. That's gorgeous. Now, over there,
Wow.
where that one big looks like a big cloud over there and some
Yes.
lights, that's where we've been going to outdoor concerts every Friday. Oh, there's
Oh,
bugs
okay.
flying in front of the phone. I saw a butterfly. I didn't know that butterflies were out at night.
I've never seen one out at night.
Yeah, I saw a butterfly. At first I thought
Your
it was a
lone little
bat.
tracer cloud over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out for the night. I got both of
Good.
these done.
Awesome.
We
I'm
got a
very
robot
excited.
done
Yay.
for Sci-Fi Timber,
Woohoo.
and I got my castle done for Scare Timber.
Awesome. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tag you, and is it you and Timothy, Mr. Tim Conrad? I'm going to
Yes,
tag you both when I decide to do a Sci-Fi Timber show and tell. How's that?
that'll work.
I didn't do it for watercolor month because nobody did it with me.
Right.
I was just doing it for myself, and I didn't do all the days. I was doing it, and then that was right when I was going to a lot of interviews, and then got the job, and then like the end of July, I just focused on the job, and
Yep.
just kind of. I think I ended around the 20th or something, so I don't really have the whole month. So I was like, there's nothing to show. These are just watercolor exercises. But yes, I've got to go too because my battery's gonna die. It's always being my
Alrighty.
battery. I'll
Well,
see
thank
you
you
in the
for
next
stopping
day.
by and keeping me company.
I had to say hi. I missed you guys so much, but I specifically missed your broadcast because you're on at 7. At 9 o'clock is when I clock out. I could technically watch you on the way home from work if I
Yeah.
get out on time, but that hasn't been happening anytime
If I
recently
get back
anyway.
to 8-hour days, I will go back to
Right.
my 9 o'clock
Oh, totally. Yeah.
show time.
No worries. Actually, I kind of liked 7 o'clock for you personally because it's probably better for you, you know?
It is, but it isn't because a lot of times this was the time that I'm still winding down from work.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know that
Whether
feeling.
it's either spending time, getting cooking or cleaning done, or taking my bath or shower. This
Oh,
was that was the time, and then I'd have between 7 and 8 to relax, and then it's like, okay, now go and do the show.
well,
Now
I
it's like I
hope to
get
do.
home.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope to be on more often, or should I say more consistently.
Hmm.
But yeah, I still haven't figured out when that sweet spot is. But you're right. Like I'm tired when I first get home, then I eat, and then I feel refreshed, and I'm awake for a while. My legs may not be working, but my brain comes back to me.
Right?
Isn't that all we need? So yeah. So
All
how
we
long do you
need
stay
is
awake for?
love. What's that?
How long do you stay awake for? Like that you feel like you can
I
draw?
I try, like I said, I mean, if the drawing takes me, I mean, some nights I've been getting done at like 9:30, and I'm like, oh wow, it's 9:30. I didn't realize I was on that long.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
and then, but I've been trying to get in bed and lay down around 10, but all of this week I haven't been to bed before 11, which
That's
is rough to get up at 3:50 in
that's
the morning.
hard. Yeah,
Yes,
that's hard.
like last
Well,
night was 11:30. I'm still been, excuse me, been awake since
3
4 this
something,
morning.
4 this morning. Yeah, oh, that's
Yeah, and
that's
I'm
rough.
just,
That's really rough. Yeah.
I'm dragging.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you're going that early. Thank God.
I don't.
But I
Well,
don't come home early either.
they've got my expressway closed that I normally take to get to work, so I have to take an alternate route
Oh
around the expressway.
God, that's annoying too.
And
Jeez.
so normally I would get up at like 4:10 and be there by 5 because I'd
Right.
leave by 4:30.
You got to
But
leave
I've got to
earlier.
leave by like 4:10, 4:15 so that I can actually make it there on time because of the alternate, because I got to go through towns with stoplights and
Right.
all this other stuff that slow me down.
Well, good luck to you, sir. I hope to see you
I
around. Hope I'm not a stranger, and I don't want to be one. I'm glad you're over on Discord, and
Yep,
uh, you
I'm
know,
there. I can see messages.
yeah. So like, we'll just continue the chat over there. Again, I hope
Sounds
to
good.
tag you tomorrow night, since it's my night off, and I couldn't see if there was anyone doing an upcoming broadcast at 8 p.m. I scheduled a trivia. I haven't done that in a while. I'm doing
I
that.
seen that. I seen your
Yeah,
schedule.
pop culture, pop music, pop art. That's my theme. So it's a
Pop,
pop
pop,
quiz.
pop video.
Pop, pop, pop music. Shooby dooby doo up.
Yeah, we were doing Monty Python quotes yesterday. Had the whole stuff going, and then
Nice.
a thunderstorm hit and knocked out my powers.
Yes, it was
Not
really
power,
bad here
but
too.
knocked out
Oh.
my Wi-Fi. And so then I was like, no, it ended my broadcast.
Yeah, it was really bad here. It was like the sky was lit up orange with lightning.
Yeah.
All right, well, take
All right.
care. Bama pimin wakwaman just means I'll see you again later in the next thing. Hope to try and catch you live on those other days off, maybe tomorrow.
Yep.
Next
It
week,
should be May
Wednesday and
7th
Friday, I
tomorrow.
think. And then that first week of October, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of glad that that first week, Inktober will be starting. I will be doing jury duty, so I might actually be awake at night. Might
Nice.
actually
Yep.
do some broadcasting. We'll see. So I'll
All
talk
right.
to you later. Right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.